Hello class, welcome to another lesson. Today we'll be looking at diversity of living and non-living things. Our focus today will be on life processes. My name is Miss Eugenia. Let's begin. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe the characteristics of living organisms and also differentiate between living things and non-living things. Based on the characteristics of living organisms we are going to study, you should be able to differentiate between living and non-living things with the characteristics. So we have our key terms: movement, respiration, sensitivity or irritability, growth, reproduction, excretion, and nutrition. So to begin, living things undergo various life processes which distinguish them from non-living things. These processes are known as the life processes or characteristics. So what differentiates you from a book or your laptop or from an inanimate object close to you? That is the ability for you to undergo the life processes. What are these life processes we are referring to? Life processes refer to the basic functions performed by living organisms to maintain their life on Earth. With the help of this acronym, Mrs. Green, we are going to look at the 7 life processes, which are M for movement, R for respiration, S for sensitivity, G for growth, R for reproduction, E for excretion, and N for nutrition. So we take the very first one, which is movement. Movement is referring to changing the position of the whole body, which will be locomotion, or parts of the body from one place to another. We are looking at movement. If I am able to move from where I am, change my position from here to another place, I'm said to have undergone movement. The specific type of movement is locomotion. So locomotive movement can be jumping, hopping, running. These are all types of locomotion, or moving parts of their body from one place to another. Can you tell a difference between plants and animals in terms of movement? Put it down in the comment section and let me know if you got it right. So the difference between plants and animals in terms of movement is the fact that animals are capable of locomotion, whilst plants are not. So plants are unable to change their position from one place to another. I don't think you've seen a plant moving from one place to the other. We only see that in movies. Animals tend to move in search of food, water, shelter, to escape from danger or enemies, to find mates or companions. So when you see animals moving, it is for one of these reasons, and that is movement. I hope you can tell the difference between plants and animals now. Very good. The next one we are looking at is respiration. Respiration refers to the chemical process where glucose is broken down in the cells of the organisms with or without oxygen to release energy. So in terms of respiration, we are looking at the fact that you are taking in food, and this food, mainly if it contains carbohydrates, is broken down into its simple absorbable forms, mainly the monosaccharides. An example of a monosaccharide is glucose. This glucose is broken down in the cells of the organisms further to release energy. In the cells, it's broken down either in the mitochondrion or the cytoplasm. More on respiration later. So in terms of whether or not it uses oxygen, if it uses oxygen, it is referred to as aerobic respiration. And without oxygen, it's referred to as anaerobic respiration. And respiration is made up of gaseous exchange and cellular respiration. Gaseous exchange being the fact that it is aerobic respiration. So the next one is sensitivity or irritability. As the name suggests, sensitivity, you are sensing something. In this instance, you are responding to changes in the environment. These changes in the environment is what is referred to as stimulus. Changes in the environment can come in many forms, from changes in weather conditions, climate, temperature, pH, or pinching you. Those are all changes, and how you respond to it will determine what kind of stimulus it is. Now, stimulus may be favorable to the organism, and when it's favorable to the organism, it's referred to as positive stimulus. And examples of such positive stimulus include food and water, while the unfavorable stimulus is negative stimulus. Examples are fire and dangerous chemicals. With regards to plants and animals, can you distinguish between them in terms of sensitivity? Plants are slow to respond to stimulus, unlike animals, although there are some plants that have the ability to respond quickly to stimulus. Examples of such unique plants include Mimosa pudica, Venus flytrap, amongst others. You can put down in the comment section any other examples you know of such unique plants. The next thing we are looking at is growth. Growth, we are looking at the ability of an organism to increase in size or weight. In terms of growth, we are looking at a permanent increase in size or weight. And with this permanent increase, we are talking about, in terms of humans, the transition from infancy, childhood, adolescence, adulthood, to even senescence. That is the kind of growth we are referring to, where there is a permanent increase and you don't see an adult going back into infancy. So growth is permanent in nature and usually results from cell division. There are two types of cell division. We have mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis results in cell growth. More on cell division later. Next up, we have reproduction. What is reproduction? It is the ability of living things to produce young ones of their own kind. So you'd expect that a bat and a bat will give rise to a bat. A human being and another human being will give rise to a human being. Same as a plant being pollinated will give rise to plants that are of the same kind as that plant that was pollinated. So based on that, we have two types of reproduction. We have the sexual reproduction, which deals with the fusion of the male and female gametes to form a zygote. More on reproduction later. And then we have asexual reproduction, where you have a part of the organism, that is the parent, being used to give rise to offspring. An example would be cutting the stem of cassava or sugarcane to give rise to new sugarcane or cassava offspring, or using the bulb and the corm of other organisms to give rise to their young. That is asexual, referring to the fact that there are no sex cells involved. That is asexual reproduction. Reproduction is important since it prevents extinction of organisms. Next up on our list, we have excretion, the removal of metabolic waste products from the body of living organisms. Metabolic waste products are coming from the processes of metabolism, referring to the chemical activities in the body, which are either building up products or breaking down products. More on excretion later. So in terms of excretion, the products which are formed after the metabolic processes are toxic in nature and have little use to the body, so they have to be eliminated from the body. The body doing so does so with the help of various organs. I'm talking about that of humans. So humans have organs such as the kidneys, the liver, and the skin to help remove metabolic waste substances. Plants, unfortunately, do not have a specific excretory system in place where there are specific organs designated for excretion, but they are still able to remove metabolic waste products from the body, as exhibited from this picture. Some products excreted include excess water, salt, urea, carbon dioxide, and oxygen. Oxygen is a product from the process of photosynthesis in plants. Finally, we have nutrition. Nutrition is the process where living things obtain and use food. We as humans do not have to now combine or put together inorganic substances such as carbon dioxide and water to form organic substances such as glucose. That has already been done for us by plants and other chemosynthetic or autotrophic organisms. So we are depending on other sources, other sources. And due to that, we are tend to have a heterotrophic form of nutrition. Plants are able to combine with the help of light energy to combine inorganic substances such as carbon dioxide and water to form glucose. And this is through the process of photosynthesis. That form where they self-feed, self, where they are feeding themselves or producing food for themselves is referred to as autotrophic nutrition. And at the end of the day, nutrition should serve the purpose of providing energy for other life processes. So that is the aim of nutrition. And that brings us to the end of the life processes. So to summarize, plants and animals are living organisms, and they are characterized by their ability to undergo all the life processes, such as movement, respiration, sensitivity, growth, reproduction, excretion, and nutrition. I hope this class has been helpful for you. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also leave your comments, any questions you may have, and it should be answered for you in the comment section. Thank you.